reason I heard about Miss Tazawa was through another man I went to interview. And he told me, oh, if you want to find out about plantation clothing, Mrs. Tazawa is the only one who has the original clothing. The first time I thought, oh, she wasn't that kind, you know. I thought she was being kind of, very sharp. No interview, you know. She didn't want any interviews done. Nobody gonna interview her, you know. Gradually, she learned to like me because I talked about my mother's suffering, and she herself suffered as a widow. We kind of really got close enough. She consented. She felt like meeting an old friend, you know. It was Mrs. Tazawa's older sister who was already married to a plantation laborer on our plantation. And so she had arranged the matchmaking and sent a picture of Mr. Tazawa with a mustache and real handsome looking man. So when she saw that, oh, she didn't mind. You know, one look at the picture, she said, oh, she doesn't mind coming to Hawaii because she doesn't want to end her life as a farmer's wife. She said she hated the work in the rice fields, you know, being knee-deep in the muddy water. So she jumped at the chance. She was kind of adventurous type too, I think. When she came to Hawaii, of course, at the immigration station, Mr. Tazawa was nicely dressed in the high debonair color and the black suit, you know, and he didn't have the mustache like the picture. He recognized her immediately, but she thought, gee, this man doesn't have the mustache like the picture. She wasn't sure whether that was the right man. But being in a foreign country, she didn't know where to go, so she just followed him.
写真結婚で来てもわしらちょっとだったっけね。まあ移民局から出てホテルに泊まって苦しいこの岩に来たんだからハワイはいいとこと思って来たんだよ。ハウスにもきれいなハウスと思って。だったらハウスは孫屋のようなハウスで汚いとこで山の中で本当な山の中なら来るんでなかったと思って泣きよったよ。
For Mrs. Tazawa, you know, coming from Japan, I think it must have been really a shock for her, you know, and the house looked more like a shack, like that horse barn back home.
本当に、本当戻ろう思っても船に乗らんじゃ戻られんけど、一人では戻られん。で船の敵使わんなら船に乗られんし、犬はないしの、本当泣きよったでよし。日本に戻りたくて、あんまりいなかった。
Mr. Tazawa was a lunar, you know, and for Japanese, being a lunar in those days, that was quite something. They enjoyed high status. But he had a weakness like Issei man, you know, who came early on alone, and he loved to gamble, and women chased after him because he was good looking, and of course he loved his drinking too. But all of a sudden when her husband died, it was very difficult. She had only 35 cents in her coin purse. To survive during those days with 4 children, every night under the dim light of the kerosene lamp, she started sewing the tabis. That was soft sewed in the beginning, and then jackets and bento bags for the plantation bachelors. And so towards the end, she was very innovative, you know. She picked up those conveyor belts that were discarded by the Eva sugar mill. And so she cut it, and she thought the soft sew didn't last as long. So she used those conveyor belts in the beginning and used the U-nails, you know, the bracket nails you call it. And so now this is, she said, the inner tube of the automobile. Yeah, so this is much tougher. When the young student, grade school kids, even the Caucasian children who come from mainland, they want to cry when they see this tattered old clothing. They say, why did she have to wear them until it's so, you know, worn out? You know, see, you can hardly see the original kasuri. It's so patched. He people ask me, why are you so interested in that, really faded hetero clothing? From the study of clothing, I think I really was able to document all the unusual stories about the immigrants.